Nikki Taylor and I are here to talk to you about one of the absolutely essential products that are in the Fighting 50 beauty travel bag. This is sunscreen. We're both absolutely passionate about sunscreen and really good SPF. We're not tanners at all, are we?
No,
not
really.
sunbathers. And protecting your skin has got to be of the highest importance. Whether you're going on holiday or you're staying at home, it's absolutely essential to keep this in your kit. The reason we've chosen Green People is because not only is it a totally organic company and products, the ingredients are organic. This is a broad spectrum product that's going to protect you from UVA and UVB. And we now understand, don't we, that UVA is, if anything, more damaging than UVB because you can't actually see the damage happening to your skin. With UVB, you see the burning, you see your skin tanning, which is actually DNA damage. With UVA, you can't see that. It's going deeper, it's damaging the fibroblasts, damaging the collagen in your skin. So protecting it is so vital, but you need a product that protects against UVA and UVB. So it really has to be broad spectrum. It's also got to be photostable because, as ridiculous as it sounds, that some products actually break down in the sun. So you can be out there, putting the product on thinking you're being protected and you're really not. It's doing the damage much deeper than you can see. So this product, I know you're quite concerned about fragrance in products, aren't you? And this,
yeah, and I think it's interesting. You said about the broad spectrum. Obviously, if you're not protecting your skin with the UVA and the UVB, you're really wasting your money on all your other skincare because it's the UVA that is the most damaging thing to the skin. So you can be using whatever serums, whatever price point, whatever moisturisers you like, but if you're not using an SPF every day, then really, that's the biggest danger. So you said about the fragrance, which I think is really true. So this actually has lavender oil in it, which is what you can smell. And lavender smells lovely, it's very relaxing, and lavender is great for calming the skin. So that's a real benefit. One of the traps we fall into is we're not always that prepared for our holiday, or, sunscreens can often be quite expensive. So we often bulk buy in the supermarket or at the airport. And a lot of those sunscreens that you can buy, they have that smell of that wonderful, glorious beach holiday with the pina colada and the coconut. And that comes from fragrance. And when you're lying in the sun and your skin is getting hot and warm and the humidity, you don't want to be lying with fragrance on your skin. And that's one of the things that a lot of people sometimes are allergic to, is the skin is in trauma when you're sunbathing, and then you have a perfume.
So you're aggravating it,
whereas
every ingredient in this product is calming, soothing, and they're all entirely natural. So you haven't got a chemical fragrance in there at all. This is all absolutely natural.
And I think the other thing to point out, so this is an SPF 15. If you go onto Green People's website, they do different levels of SPF as well. And certainly if you're going somewhere further afield, somewhere warmer, and you're actually going to be sunbathing, I would probably go for a higher factor as well, particularly if you're fairer. But this has a mineral sunscreen in it. So it has a titanium dioxide in, which acts as a physical barrier, and titanium dioxide is what is in nappy creams and things like that, and historically anything with that kind of ingredient in would leave a very much a white cast on the skin, very reflective, and this shows how products have moved on because the titanium here is so finely milled that the product is invisible.
And it's very light, very comfortable to wear. You don't feel like you've got a heavy cream on you, but it is really protecting. It's also really great for the whole family, so you don't have to fear about using something chemical. Children.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing I love about this is, again, sometimes with the bulk buying, you might buy jumbo sizes, and then you are on your vacation, or you're at home and you're going out to work, and you might sit out at lunchtime. You're less likely to take those jumbo sizes with you in your handbag.
So true.
And sunscreen doesn't last the whole day. You do need to top up, as I'm sure you know. So when it's in a tube like this, it's much more portable. As we said, you can carry it on the flight as well. And basically, you know, it's a great size, which means you can take and top up while you're sitting and have your coffee.
I carry one of these with me when I'm away all the time. It's in my bag, and exactly as you say, when you're sitting and the sun's directly on you, really top up there, because that's when your shoulders and your chest, everything's really catching it. So,
and I think one more thing I just want to highlight with sunscreen, and it is on the back of the pack, just to remind you. You must apply your sunscreen at least half an hour before you go out in the sun, whether that's sunbathing or whether you're out wandering around, even at home. And the reason being, it needs that half an hour to really start working on the skin. So my recommendation would be that have your shower in the morning, make sure you dry yourself well, because you don't want to put this on damp skin because it will dilute the product. And apply your Suncare products before you get dressed. There's nothing worse than trying not to get them on straps and clothes, and that's where you then find you miss that little gap, and it's where you always get burnt. So pop it on before you get dressed, go and have your breakfast, and then as soon as you are ready to go out, your Suncare is working from as soon as you get out.
That's really good advice. One last thing, don't save your sunscreen. You know, throw it away. Don't use last year's, because it really won't be as efficient as it should be. Buy a new batch every year. Another good reason not to buy a huge volume, because you're better to actually use a smaller, buy a smaller volume, use it up, replace it regularly, because it really doesn't last.
Yeah, absolutely.
So really great product, and this is a kind of linchpin of our bag.
It is really, definitely.
And SPF every day.
Fantastic. So have a look at the Green People website, and as I said, you can find more about SPFs and how they work and why we need them.